Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another fun-filled video for you. And today I kind of wanted to go over the collection that's actually started me collecting knives, which is my Kershaw Discontinued collection. A lot of these knives are actually, none of these knives are actually available on the market anymore. They are all discontinued, but I'm happy to say that all the knives you see here are brand new in a box. I don't have all the boxes pulled out, but I have them all brand new in boxes. And I just kind of wanted to go over this collection because, you know, I haven't been talking about this collection much, and I just wanted to go over all the knives. Basically, I'm just going to try and see if I can do the model numbers for all these knives and the names of these knives. So forgive me if I don't really remember a lot of the names of the knives. I'm going to certainly try. So we're going to start off with this first one, which is actually a discontinued Kershaw automatic. Maybe a lot of you guys don't know that Kershaw had automatics, you know, about 10 years ago. This one's called the Rogue. The blade is 14C28N. It is a big sucker. Really big looking knife. Model number for this knife is 2001. It is an R.J. Martin design, and the steel on it is 14C28N. So imagine that, a low-end steel, which is a good steel, in an automatic knife. So that's pretty cool. This thing is huge for an automatic knife. So R.J. Martin made this one. It's got a lock on the knife, which is something you don't see very often anymore. So basically the way the lock works is you push it up, right? And then you can't press on the knife will not eject. Basically you have to take the little lever here and push it back down, and then press on the button, and the knife ejects, and you're good to go. It's got the Tech Trek feature, which was real popular back then. Gives it a really good grip. So it's a really big knife. The blade on this one, I believe it's roughly about 3.8 inches in length. It's just a big freaking knife for an automatic. Kershaw Rogue 2001. Let's move on to the second one. This one is another automatic by Kershaw. This is the Kershaw Breakout. This one's real popular. Back in 2000, I'm going to say 2009, 2010, when this one came out. It's a really light automatic knife. It's got a nice glass break design on the front of it. Really very pretty. At least I think it's pretty pretty. The nice big pivot on there on the back side of the knife. Small on the front. Same deal, automatic knife. This one has quite a kick. The blade length on this one, I believe it's just 3.4 inches. The model number for this breakout is 7000 CKT. Again, the steel is 14C28N. Really great knife. Glad to have it in the collection. A rare find. Believe it or not, I actually got this knife on eBay, and eBay does not allow the selling of automatic knives. So both of these I got actually on eBay. So this is the orange Kershaw Blur that I picked up at a garage sale, believe it or not, $6. Kershaw Orange Blur, a rare one. This is 1670 OR for orange. It's got CPM 154 steel, so it'll bump up in the steel for you. Again, real popular Tech Trek design with good grip. Don't know why they got rid of that material on the knife, on their knives as time went on. They stopped using this material. I don't even know why, because I think it's got really great grip on it. It's a Subframe Lock design, also spring assist, and one of the knives that Ken Onion made, designed by Ken Onion. Both of these two knives were, this one's an R.J. Martin design. This one is just a Kershaw in-house design. There's no designer associated with this one. So just thought I'd shoot that out. So the Kershaw Orange Board is designed by Ken Onion. It's a spring assist, subframe lock, And one of the great features of this knife are the thumb stud designs on it. It's got these, and they still make this knife. This knife has not left the Kershaw lineup. I believe this knife, I think, is probably approaching, what, like 17 years now with the Kershaw Blur? I know it's been around for a real long time. Because Ken Onion left Kershaw in 2010. And yeah, so this one is a rare one because it's in CPM 154 in orange. Nice black wash pocket clip, really nice. And again, it's Subframe Lock, so there you go. This is another Ken Onion design. This one is called the Kershaw Storm. It's Kershaw Black Storm, which is a rare find of a knife. I don't know why this one was so difficult again to find. But again, we have the Tech Trek design, real popular. It's got these like sort of cyclone circles all around it. Model number for this knife is 1470 BLK for black. Kershaw Storm. It's a frame lock. This is a manual folder. Pops out nice and smooth. This one is the Kershaw Bump. Green Bump. And also a Ken Onion design. So between the years of 1998 and 2010, Ken Onion was their premier knife designer. So this one is a limited edition Kershaw knife. This is very special, all titanium. It's got these machine, sort of like these machine titanium grooves in there you can see, which is actually done by machine. It's very difficult to imagine them doing that. The gold, it's green and gold color. They made roughly, if I'm not mistaken, they made 500 of these knives. I got number 243 out of 500. Limited edition. It came in a sheepskin Kershaw knife pouch. Really nice. And a box. But really, really pretty. Ken Onion knife. Model number on this one is 1590 GR. The steel on this knife is S30V. So there you have it. They made another version of this knife. I'm going to bring it out in the next video. Because there's going to be 4 of these videos, guys. So I'm going to try and move this along. This is the Kershaw Junkyard Dog composite blade. This one's another big sucker. It's got G10 handles, G10 scales, sorry, all titanium knife. We got a G10 backspacer, and this is the original design for this knife. It looks like a little puzzle piece. This is the first generation. The second one looked like a little jagged, like shark's teeth on them. The steel on this is Sandvik 14 C28N on the top, and then on the bottom it's D2. So that's kind of cool. Model number for this is 1725 CB per composite blade. The knife was released in March of 2008. And this is a Galian design knife in collaboration with Kershaw. Really great knife. Nice and smooth. Really big, really clunky knife. But nice. Really nice to have in a collection. The next one, we go back to Ken Onion. This is the Kershaw Bump. Original Bump in 14C28N, designed by Ken Onion. This knife has a really interesting recurved blade shape. The knife has got some sort of like, I don't know what this material, it's not plastic. It's, I believe it's like almost like Nalgahide, but it's got really great texture for gripping on it. and it's got these rubber texture also on it. So it's a real sturdy knife. It's also the first introduction of what we call the Studlock, which is basically this little stud here doubles as the lock on the knife. So basically you pop it open, and this spring would lock the knife in place, and then you push it down to close the knife. So, yeah. And they got rid of this design because apparently it was kind of rickety after a while. It was not as sturdy as they thought. Sometimes there'd be a little bit of up and down blade play, side to side, and they realized that was not really a nice choice, so they stopped making the Studlock altogether. And you no longer see. That's another reason why why I collected knives like this, was to see some of the innovations that Kershaw came out with, some of the stuff that they did that was not working, and basically why some of the technologies, I guess you want to say, that came out with these knives went away. So, and this knife actually has a lock on it to prevent you from opening it. Basically, the lock is on this side of the knife right here, and you push it up, and now the knife does not open for safety. You cannot open this knife at all. Oop. Oh, that was one of the reasons why they stopped the lock. But yeah, apparently the lock was not as sturdy as it was supposed to be. But I mean, basically you can't open the knife with the flipper with that lock pushed up. So there you have it, the Kershaw Bump. The next knife, this is sort of the Kershaw Barrage. This is a very, very rare knife. They released this one in 2009. It's called the Kershaw Barrage. They only released, oh my God, I can't remember how many of these they released. They were very limited quantities. I'm going to try and see if I can remember. If you go on YouTube, there's a guy who tells you how many of these they actually made, and then they stopped making them. Because they even changed. There's another knife that looks exactly like this in silver. They call that one the Kershaw Salvo. This was called the Kershaw Barrage. And what's weird about this knife was that it was available in all places at Walmart. I believe they were selling it for $30 at the time, and then they just stopped making them, and the knife just completely disappeared. So it was one of those special limited edition knives that was not known as a limited edition knife. Kershaw Barrage. I wish I could remember how many of these they made. I know it's not very many. This knife was an in-house design, not associated with any knife maker. So, it's a Kershaw Baby Boa in Sandvik 14C28N. Model number on this one is 1585BR. Real small knife. Again, it sports a lock on the side here. Something they were real famous for making in the early 2000s were these like little lock things. I don't know. Really, I just thought it was an interesting choice to put a lock on it because they stopped putting it on. I mean, I can understand they want to do it for safety. But keep in mind, during this time, I don't think the knife community was as large as it is now. Because they got so many interesting knives now from so many different companies. But back then, they didn't have very many. I think they were trying to, just kind of subdue in other words, the knife fandom, in my opinion. I don't think it really was out yet. They didn't look at these as like collectible items. They just saw these things as tools back then. Maybe. That's what I'm guessing. The knife is a spring assist, and it has a tiny little like spring in there. You can actually see it popping out in the knife there. That it was designed that way. It's got red aluminum scales. Nice red color. Kershaw Baby Boa. All right. Again, not associated with any knife maker, just an in-house design. So we have another small little guy. This is the Franksensa piece and Warncliffe style blade. This knife here was the knife that inspired Michael Janisch to make his Yojimbo 2. This is the knife maker, Franksensa. He began to realize when Michael Janisch realized that the Warncliffe style blade was the best blade that cut most effectively, and that this blade shape was the blade shape that wound up going on the Yojimbo 2 and the Yojimbo 1. So this is a Ken Onion Franksensa design, red aluminum scales. There's also a limited edition of this little knife, which I have. I'm going to bring that out probably in the next video or in the upcoming videos. Really nice with the silver sticking out of these circles. In the limited edition version of this knife, it comes with a nice little leather pouch, and there's mother of pearl inlaid in the circles rather than just seeing the stainless steel, aluminum steel, popping out of these circles here. You actually get mother of pearl on that. Again, they got the lock. I mean, the lock was real popular back then. You know, you can see that, and you don't see that lock being made anymore on any of the knives. The Franksensa Ken Onion piece. Model number 1610. Believe it or not, this knife doesn't even have a name. It's just called the Centofonte, I guess. So, many of you guys probably seen this knife. This is kind of cool. This is the Kershaw Knockout. This is a very, very rare version, though. They came out with this knife originally in 14C28N. It also came out in M390. I believe it came out in M4, but this version is the blackwash version. Very, very, very rare in LMAX. Model number 1870. BWBRN. And as you guys know, all Kershaw knives are made in the USA. It's a subframe lock. Spring assist. Really, really nice. Nice deep pocket clip on it with a subframe lock. Really cool. So the subframe lock design was sort of a takeoff on the full frame lock. Basically, they cut out, which is how the knife got its name. Knockout. They cut out a piece of the aluminum in here, and then they stuck the subframe lock screwed inside the aluminum scale, and you get the same effect as a frame lock without it being a full frame lock. It's just a subframe lock. So backspacer's made of G10 brown aluminum scales. You might still find this one and all these knives, but they are going to be jacked up with the prices. So another famous Ken Onion design knife right here. This is the Kershaw Cyclone. Model number on this one is 1635. This is the gray version of the knife, which is why I got it. I got it in gray, but I also have it in black as well. What makes this knife so special is it is a dual action knife. Really, really awesome. When I found out they made a dual action knife, I had to have it. This knife is a spring assist and a manual knife. So here's the manual. Whoop. There's your manual knife. For the spring assist, there's an on and off switch. Probably why they stopped making it, because the on and off switch was kind of difficult to turn on and off. It's so small. But basically, you flip it up, and now the knife is a spring-assisted piece. Really cool. For all intents and purposes, I turn off the spring assist because I don't want, I don't want to ruin the collectible piece. So we turn that off, and now it's back to just a regular manual piece. So this one is looks like an erector set. This one's designed by G&G Hawk. This is the Kershaw external toggle knife. Blade on this one is 14C28N. And this is one of the weirdest knives you're ever going to come across. I used to know how to do this with one hand. Oh, there you go. But I can't do it all that well anymore. Yeah, see, I lost how to do it. It's just a weird knife. But usually, basically, most people open it this way. It operates on like sort of this pivot type. You have to kind of get into it to open and close it. It's another reason why you're going to want one of these. The blade steel on it is just 14C28N. I mean, it looks like an erector set or something. I just thought it was kind of a cool looking knife. I had to have it. It actually comes with a CD that explains how you operate the knife. And I believe they actually have a small video of how they actually made this knife. It's just a weird one. Weird one. You can actually go on Google and Google like the top 10 weird knives that open weird. And this one I believe is like number 7 or something like that. It's kind of a weird looking knife. But because it's weird, I had to have it. So I had to have this one. It came out in gray as well. I kind of wish I did. I kind of wish I got it in that color. I'm starting to open it a little bit easier. So basically, you press the lever down and then let it go right away. That way you can have it sort of smooth. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I used to be able to know how to open it with one hand, and a lot of people used to be able to do that, but it's still real awkward. You are afraid that the blade might get in the way of your hands. They're probably one of the reasons why they don't make it anymore. It does have a lock on it. Again, a lot of wheel locks in this collection. Basically, there's the lock right there, and then you can't open it at all. This one's really a good lock on it. Really can't open it, and then you want to open it, you just pop open a lock. So Kershaw ET toggle design, designed by G&G Hawk, and all Kershaw knives, as you guys know, are made in America. Really awesome. This knife is no stranger to any Kershaw fan. This is the Kershaw Leak, which is also just as popular as the Kershaw Blur. So, but this one's a little special. First of all, this one is in S30B steel with a nice stonewash finish. It's well oiled, and I haven't taken it out in a while. As you guys know, this is a spring assisted knife. Yeah, spring assist on that. And again, this is probably the only knife left that Kershaw still makes that has a safety lock on it, which I think is kind of cool. So I guess they decided to keep one of the knives with a lock on it, so they decided to go with a Kershaw Leak for that. Black pocket clip, black wash pocket clip on there. Really nice action. Model number 166010. And designed by Ken Onion. Kershaw Leak. So there you have it. That's the first set in my Kershaw collection. I will be right back with another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 other Kershaw discontinued knives, and I will see you guys in a few seconds. I'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good evening.